here is the review of Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Voyager Class Skywarp. And my dad is here.
Hey y'all. Hey, what's going on? So today we're going to be looking at
Revenge of the Fallen Voyager Class Skywarp.
And I think he is based off of a 22 Raptor.
The F-22 Raptor. And this is also a repaint of the Voyager class Starscream that came out in the first Transformers movie, which was the 2007 one.
2007. You know, since we say it, it seems like a while back. But I don't know. Time's just flying by now.
So for the jet mode, it does look nice, but it's like really too
bulky.
Bulky. And
I'd say that.
Yeah. Chunky.
And chunky. Yeah, I could see that.
Whereas, if you seen the Starscream from the three movies that he was in, like the 07 movie, Revenge of the Fallen, and Dark of the Moon, the F-22 Raptor jets are very sleek and slim, but this is just too
chunky.
Chunky.
Too chunky. It's too bulky. They probably could have engineered some of this other stuff to fit a little bit different instead. To me, the jet mode looks okay, but the robot mode is just, oh. One thing I disagree, the chicken legs. I mean, they have some weird looking legs. They're just backwards. But that's how they did for Transformers the movie, not the 1986, the Michael Bay Transformers.
And he does have some gimmicks, and that is when you roll him, these guns on both sides will spin. It sometimes works and sometimes doesn't on mine.
Okay. So go ahead.
And this just came untapped.
And it's trying to fall apart. That's another problem with the Michael Bay Transformer off of the movies. Okay.
And also, it would fire some missiles here, and he comes with a total of 6 of them. And I do have them that they're just somewhere.
They're in a box somewhere. Now, as far as transforming this, I'm going to let Colton transform it because I've transformed one of these things one at a time. And believe me, I would love the G1 transformer, you know, instead of these. But hey, they're okay. They're alright. But it's just not my cup of tea.
And you can store the missiles here in jet mode and also his robot mode. And that is, you can bring these out, and this is where you can store the missiles in on both sides. Oh, and the way the missiles fire, they fire from these purple triggers here, and these trigger on these things here that you can flip up.
It's like a clip trigger. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yep.
On both sides.
On both sides. Okay. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get on to transforming it.
So to transform him, you want to take these here, which will become his arms, come to the bottom, untap them from these pegs and these holes here, and bring them out. Then you want to bring them out on these here. Then for the cockpit here, you want to take this piece here and flip it up. Then take the cockpit here, which is here, untap it, and then you want to bring it up to about here. And for the front, you want to take these here, flip these out, which will become his knee pads. On the bottom, take these here, open these up, and for the legs here, you want to untap them and slide them up. Then take his legs here, swing them around.
Swing them. Okay.
Then you want to close these up. Then you want to take these wings here and untap them from these pegs and these holes here. Then take these fins here, bring them around so that they're like this. And you want to take these here and bring them around so that way you can have room for these wings to come up. And to do that, this is an automorph. When you take the cockpit here and slide it up, his wings will come up and these here will extend out.
Okay. Alright.
And you could see some red paint here. And for the wings here, first you want to make sure that these are out of the way. You want to bend them up to here. And you also want to like bring these down to about here, so that way you can have room for these to bring back. And then you can flip these up. And then you can slide back up the nose cone. And for these, you can have these however you want. I like to bring these up. And for these, you want to bring them around and then bring them down so that they're like this. Then you just bring up the nose cone, which will become the chest. Then take this here, which is the cockpit, bring it down, and then extend these out. Oh, but before you bring this up, take this piece, bring it all the way down, and then bring this up.
So this way the head can rotate around. That's what it looks like. Yes, okay.
And then for the arms, you want to bring them up on this joint.
Okay.
So that they're like this. And for the legs, you want to bring them out. So that way you can take the nose cone and bring it up. And it will go into this peg and that hole right there.
Okay. So the nose cone flips back and the cockpit goes and forms his chest. Okay, yes. When you split it from the jet form. Okay.
Rotate his knees around, and you also want to get these into the chicken leg position.
That's a crazy way. I've never seen anything, but anyway, that's, you know, People may like, and I'm not downing it or anything. It's just not my looking that I know of a transformer. Go ahead.
Flip up the feet. And finally, you want to rotate the head around.
The head reveal.
And there you have Skywarp in robot mode.
Skywarp in robot mode. Now, this one has no hands. He has cannons, and so he can't grab nothing. He cannot grab nothing. There is no hands, right? There's no claws or anything, or these are them. Little bitty claws.
These are his
Okay.
fingers.
Okay. I see.
And he has 3 of them on both sides.
But he does have light piping. That is light piping, right? Yes.
Yes.
Looks like light piping. And so he has some translucent plastic on him, such as his cockpit, his head.
Which is light piping.
Right. That you really, let's see if we can, there we go. Get him up. Well. Yeah. That's him. Okay. And he is what, a straight up repaint of Starscream.
Yes.
That's what we talked about.
But the only differences with this and the 2007 movie Voyager Starscream is that this has a new head sculpt. And I know I already told you that this is a repaint of Starscream, but the Starscream that this is a repaint of is the 2007 Voyager version, but it's the one in the G1 accurate colors who has this head sculpt. And there's also another repaint of this that has this head sculpt, and that is Thundercracker.
So we're looking at Seekers that are the same mold, it's just different painting.
Yes.
Okay. Now, did this whole Seeker line come straight from 2007?
The Seekers were not in.
In 2007, it was just Starscream.
Yes.
Okay.
This came out in 2009, which was
Okay.
the same year Revenge of the Fallen
came
out.
Okay, so they were capitalizing still. It was an inner transition media kind of from 2007 to the second one.
And this wasn't in the Revenge of the Fallen movie.
No, these were just some, and that's one thing about this toy line for Transformers, the spin-off of the Michael Bay. They introduced a bunch of Transformers, but they never were in the movie. So they just kind of mishmash, put everything together, and said, "Here it is." And that's what that generation of the kids got as far as Transformers.
And for articulation, head is on a swivel. Arms can rotate all the way around, move in and out. Well, sometimes when you try to move them in and out, these things will come down.
A little like armature frames. So there's no, this really doesn't connect into the frame. It just kind of sits up there and kind of props up.
Yes.
And if you put a lot of tension on it, then it's going to raise this bar right here down some. Okay.
Bicep swivel. Ratcheted elbows. And his legs can move forward about there on a ratchet and move back about there. Move out to about there. Thigh swivel. And his knees, as you already saw in the transformation, can bend here on a ratchet and here. And that's it.
The head can go all the way around? The head?
It can only swivel all the way around.
Okay.
And if he had his missiles in these cannons, oh, and like you already saw, the fingers can open on both sides. And if he had his missiles in these cannons, you would spin this wheel here, and the missiles would fire by hitting these purple triggers from these things. Or if you want to, you could just bring these up and fire them by pressing these down with your fingers.
Okay. Because they're spring loaded. There's springs in there. Okay.
And you can still store them in these.
In the arm. So, final thoughts on this. Colton, what do you think about it? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not downing it. It's just not where I'm from. My past, that looks like a robot that was just kind of compressed together in all different kind of fashions. Now, I'm not downing it. Like I said, this may be somebody else's cup of tea, but the movie line as far as this is just not. They have a couple of good characters and a couple good Transformers, but this isn't one of them to me.
I'm not really a fan of this robot here, but this is that this was from the first Transformers movie.
So,
and also the studio series of this repaint, which is Starscream, looks a lot better than this thing.
So this is a transition period from 2007 to the next one, which would be Revenge of the Fallen, right? So this Transformer right here was an intermediate in between both of them when he was released, right? Okay.
Yes.
So that's where he originated from. And all the Michael Bay Transformers, that's another spin-off of the Transformer saga. So this is just another adaptation to a long history of the Transformers that originally started in 1984, that come over as two separate toy lines, was told to make a story for it, and the two separate toy lines come together to form Transformers. And this is from 1984 to 2007. This is where we're at. From there to here, that is intermediate 2007. From the regular Transformers to Revenge of the Fallen, that's a Transformer you get in between both of them sessions.
And this is from 2009.
Okay.
The repaint here.
Okay. After the very first Transformer movie of Michael Bay, and then you have Revenge of the Fallen that come out. This one come out before. This one come out in the middle. So, like I said, as far as me, I don't like the Seekers. They don't look, to me, they could have done a better engineering job of designing it, but
you're talking about the ones in the Michael Bay movie.
Yes, like this one right here, but he wasn't in the movie. But here's a repaint of, and they did a couple little tweaks here and there. So anyway, that's my thought on it.
So, I think that's about it. So, there you have it. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, Voyager class Skywarp. And if you like this video, give us a like, comment, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.